Okay guys, one more video for this huge lot from Todd B. Already a lot of nice cards. It's going to be a mix of NBA stuff. And again, he mentioned I could pass along whatever I don't need from here. But honestly, I already see a lot of stuff that's going to end up in my personal binders. And whatever doesn't will eventually be care package fuel for some of you guys. Let's start out with some of these SPX cards from 03-04. I remember I bought a box of these. It was really expensive even back then because that was LeBron's rookie year. And overall that rookie class was really good. But it was one hit per box. I remember my hit was a guy by the name of Marcus Banks. He was a Celtics rookie. And wasn't too bad back then because I remember I traded it to a friend for a bunch of stuff because he really wanted it. But now if you buy a box of these, it'll probably run you close to $1,000. And imagine paying $1,000 for a box of these and pulling a guy like Marcus Banks. Would be very disappointing to say the least. But always love to look at these base cards. Here you got Manu Ginobili. The base cards in these look kind of like inserts. Steve Nash, back when he was with Dallas. Jason Kidd. So again, I'm pretty sure all of these will end up in my binders. Paul Pierce. I didn't keep any of the ones that I had back then. Kevin Garnett. And this is one that I could possibly pass along to a Celtics fan, but again, might keep that one. That's just a beautiful card. Those of you that know me know that EX is another one of my favorite old school products. I usually go after the EX stuff from like the late 90s, but this is kind of an underrated one. Again, from 03-04, LeBron's rookie year. Didn't buy any of these that year. And this one I will pass along. This is a relic card. 76ers, Rodney Carney. So Wesker Griff, that will end up with you at some point. That's numbered to 199. Pretty cool looking relic card. Here we have a bunch of these from Topps Trademark Moves. Never even seen these. These are from like around 06, 07. As I mentioned, around that time I wasn't buying too many packs anymore. You got Chris Bosh, Dwight Howard, a lot of the big names, Dirk. Got a couple D Wades, Flash Fan 3. Let me know if you need one of those. This one will end up in my 90s Bulls binder. Nice Dennis Rodman. CP3, who I don't have currently in a binder, but eventually I hope to start a binder for some of the current NBA guys. There you got Yao, who turned out to be better than I thought he would. It's a shame he had to retire early because of injuries. Steve Nash. Nice Larry Bird. Another Celtic there, Paul Pierce. You got Allen Iverson with Denver. I definitely prefer his cards in a Sixers uniform. Prefer to forget those Nuggets days, and played with the Pistons too. Elton Brand. I remember I really liked him when he was with the Bulls, but once he got traded from there, didn't really follow his career much, but stuck around the NBA for a really long time. These are really cool here, these Bill Russell inserts. They have some of the old school baseball Topps designs. You got a bunch of different ones. Very cool stuff. And this is an awesome card right here. Really love this one. Vince Carter, when he did that dunk, I remember that was in the dunk contest. One of the best dunk contest performances I ever saw. I remember my friends and I used to watch that dunk contest over and over again. I had it on videotape. That's how long ago that was. Here's some stuff from another insert set here. NBA Love It Live. You got Amare. Jerry Stackhouse. And Jermaine O'Neal. So again, fun mix of stuff here. Got some more inserts. Dwight Howard, Generation Now, and Carmelo. Not sure if I have that one or not. I keep my Carmelo Denver stuff separate from the Carmelo Knicks stuff. Here's a nice Jeff Green. I believe that's a rookie. I had this whole set, not sure if I still do, but it had that old school kind of design to it. There are a bunch of rookies of Nick Young, aka Swaggy P. Another one of those old school type cards. And really love this one with the 86-87 Fleer design. I always love when they use that design for like insert sets or retro sets and all that. They've used it a ton of different times. Here are a bunch of rookies of Yi Jinlian. A couple from Topps there. He played here with the Nets for a few years. Never quite lived up to the hype though. You got the Fleer Glossy. Not sure if he's still in the league anymore. And some more rookies here. Chris Kaman. I think he's still in the league. He's been around a while. Carlos Delfino. I remember I bought that back then. I thought he was actually going to be something decent. And Rudy Gay. He's turned into a pretty decent pro. Still hanging around. You got some college cards. I remember these. All Sport PPF. You got Marcus Camby in his UMass uniform. Jermaine O'Neal. That must be a high school uniform. He's one of the guys that came to the NBA straight from high school, back when you could still do that. And Sharif Abdul-Rahim in his Cal uni. Another college card, Sean Williams. He played here with the Knicks for like 2 years. And what's odd is I hadn't heard anything about him before he came here to the Knicks. And ever since he left the Knicks, again, haven't heard anything about him. He just kind of fell off the face of the earth. But played pretty good the 2 years he was here. Nice old school Alonzo Mourning, Topps embossed. I do have Alonzo in one of the binders, even though he was a big-time nemesis to the Knicks for many years. There's some nice inserts of DeMar DeRozan. I had like a side PC of him a few years ago, but ended up giving it up because I was just collecting too many different players. Here's a nice one from a product I never even saw. It's from Topps. Can't quite read what it says there. I think it says first row, that silver part there. That's a pretty good looking product. Brevin Knight right there, who was actually drafted by Todd's Cleveland Cavaliers. Nice hardcourt of Jason Kidd. I'll go through a few more of these here. Got some of these Topps Expectations. Did not buy any of those back then, but I remember a friend of mine did buy a box of those. It was a product I think mostly centered around young players. You see back here, would like compare them to one of the current stars. So they were comparing Jason Terry to Allen Iverson. Terry has had a really nice career, still hanging around, but I'm a big Allen Iverson guy, so I don't like that comparison too much. Here's Deshaun Stevenson. He was like a decent defensive specialist for a while. Compared him to Courtney Alexander, who was actually also a young player at that time. Here's LeVar Postel, who I vaguely remember with the Knicks. I don't think he saw too much court time. They're comparing him to Anthony Peeler. Anthony Peeler was actually a decent player. And I'll close out here with some Topps Finest. I think everybody that collects any sport loves Topps Finest. Always do such a great job. Joe Smith, Kerry Kittles, I'll put that in the Nets binder. Rip Hamilton, was a really big fan of him. Really liked those Detroit teams those years. They didn't have like superstars, but they played so well as a team. They had a ton of really good role players. Ruben Patterson, aka Kobe Stopper. He gave himself that Kobe Stopper nickname because he had like 2 good games against Kobe, but I think Kobe took that personally because for the rest of his career, Kobe just dominated him. So that nickname went away very quick. Here's a GP, Gary Payton, in a Milwaukee Bucks uniform. That's kind of weird. I always remember him as a Seattle Supersonic. And let's end on this one right here. Actually, not Topps Finest, that's Topps Pristine, which was a kind of like a Topps Finest type design to it, but really cool. Grant Hill actually just made the Hall of Fame, which I didn't think he would because he had all those injuries in his career, but glad to see him make it. I guess they factor in his college career too. Had 4 good years at Duke. So that will wrap this up. Running out of memory here. The video actually just cut out, so just want to say thanks again real quick to Todd. You all know how much I love stuff like this, going through big lots like this. Gonna be a lot of fun dividing these up. So I will talk to you all again next time.